Hey guys, welcome back to a new video, and today we're on King's Legacy, so I'm going to be doing a showcase. I'm going to be showcasing every single sword that isn't a sword that you can buy, and that is not an event sword, like a limited. So yeah guys, let's get into this. First thing is a Barbaric Axe. We have first move is Insanity Smash. Pretty mid, I'm not going to lie, it only does 10k damage. And then we have Interior Waves. That one is a lot like the, I think it's a Z skill on Nightblade, but it's not that bad. It's a pretty mid sword in my opinion. I don't like it that much, but next up we have Jitter. Jitter is a really good sword, like extremely good for C. First move that we're going to be showcasing is Tornado. I did not land that at all. If you can land a Tornado, it can do up to 10k damage, but here's the Quick Slash. And best part is you can move around while using it. But yeah, no, see, I got a pretty long hit. If you can get them back into a corner, you're going to be able to do a whole lot more damage with that, but I wasn't really able to hit all that damage, unfortunately. But it's not a bad sword. Now, next up that we have is actually the Katana, which is the first sword that you buy. It's a whole lot similar to Nightblade. Not Nightblade, sorry, Enma, because you hold it the same even though it's got a pretty short hilt. I don't know what this hand's doing. But first move is called the Wind Walk, which is actually a long-range move. It's kind of cool. And then the second move we have is the ISS Stun. That was about 7k damage. Not gonna lie, pretty mid sword. I would not be using this for like anything unless it's literally my first time playing the game, because the sword itself genuinely does suck. Next up we have Mini Mace. Mini Mace is a very good sword in my opinion. I really like it. First move is Thunder Beat, like strikes something of lightning, and then next we have Smash. Smash can, I think, it has decent range. Mini Mace is a pretty good sword. I would rate it like a 6 out of 10. You know what? I'm going to rate these swords. So I'm going to rate it a 6 out of 10. Next up, we have Pipe. Pipe is a very good sword, in my opinion. It's really not bad at all. Pipe, and also I'm using an enchant, like I'm using a necklace that buffs sword damage, but like, we're not really going over the damage that much. We're going over the moves, and I'm basically rating all of them. But here we have Earth Smash. It does about 7k, 7.6k, but then we have Slasher. Slasher is just like another really good move. Like a bunch of swords have these types of moves where basically they like auto fire. Sorry, not auto fire. They like barrage, which a barrage moves on any sword is good. You know, when it does about 100 damage less than Jitter. Again, Jitter is just the best. I don't know, you can get Lucidius totems from these guys. Now, next up we have Anubis Axe. This is another good sword. Not my favorite though. Alright, Against God. Basically you just smash down. It's not that bad. And next we have, you know, God's Justice, which is a pretty decent move. It's pretty mid in my opinion. I wouldn't be using it though, because I personally don't like the way that it plays, but that's just me. And, you know, next up after this we have Gold Spear. Gold Spear, also I would rate Anubis Axe like a 4 out of 10. I don't like it. Gold Spear though, definitely a mid sword in my opinion. You can get some range with it though, and you can. It's actually pretty good for PvP. The first move is Flashing Chain. It's not bad. It's definitely not something I would be using that often, but okay. Alrighty. I ain't even trying to PvP nobody. But next up is actually Pole. So Gold Spear, just on like the playability of it, pretty good for PvP. I'd actually probably genuinely rate out. Cool. I would rate Gold Spear a 6 out of 10. It's not too bad. Next up we have is Pole. Pole's a very good sword. I loved Pole when I got it. First move is called Thunder Tempest. Basically twirl your hand and boom. 13k damage, which is very strong in my opinion. Now, next up we have is Dragon Head, which is a pretty long range move too. And at the end of the day, I'm actually going to rate Pole a 9 out of 10 on like the in general list, because it's a really good sword. Now next up we have is Shark Blade. Shark Blade is one of my favorites. First move that we have is called Shark Style, which I just entirely missed. But second move is actually called Tornado Slash, which you have to hold down to use. I kind of forgot that. I haven't used a sword in a long time, but here's Tornado Slash. It's a barrage move that's actually really good, just about 10k damage. And I still missed Shark Style again, my fault guys. But, you know, if you can get NPCs like this and you're like long range from them, they can't hit you. Shark Blade, 8 out of 10. Now, Tashi Blade. This thing kind of sucks in my opinion. So first of all, you have Splash. Splash is just in general weird. And then you have Spinner. I don't know. You have to like have them. I don't like Tashi Blade, alright? Tashi Blade is just in general an L. I miss it again. Tashi Blade, like a it's like a 2 out of 10. I don't know why I did that. Caps lock. Oops. It's like a 2 out of 10. Triple Katana is one of my favorite swords in the game. This is supposed to be, I forget which sword this is. This, I think, is Shisui. Wadeuchi Mojai. And then Enma. Just a really... No, that's Shisui. That's legitimately Shisui. Okay. Wait. Yeah, no, these are the 3 swords. That's just actually Shisui. Alright, well, whatever. Beside that. This has 3 SS Tempest. I don't know if the SS takes all 3 swords. I'm actually retarded, my fault. And then you have Triple Slash. One of my favorite swords in the game, actually, because when I was, like, new to the game, I used this sword a lot. Definitely worth it. 10 out of 10, in my opinion. Adventure Knife. This is really cool. It actually looks really good hockey, too, but we're not gonna get into that. First move is Burnt Slash. It's not bad, but then we have Hunter Slash, which actually goes on for a pretty good amount of time, and you can get a really high combo with it. Now, in my opinion, I'd rate this a 9 out of 10. It's really good. Now, Demon Trident, again, one of my favorites. It's really cool. First move is Beacon of Shark, just 12k damage. And the next move is Swirling Sea, which is definitely not bad, but I don't know. If I had to rate it, I'd probably rate it like a 7 out of 10 on like logisticness, because I don't really like it that much in terms of its moves, but I just like the sword in general. But next up we have Cure. First up is Injection Shot. This actually move looks really cool in my opinion, but if you hold it down, you can have this, and it's like a little sniper scope, and then you shoot them, it does 12k damage. And then you have a Radio Slash, which is really good, so you can't be hit when you use this. That's a fun fact. It can do up to 60k damage if you pair this sword with Obit, which is actually really, really good in my opinion. So I'm actually going to rate this a 10 out of 10. This is another 10 out of 10. Now next up we have Mom Blade. Mom Blade looks pretty good. This is Inferno Roar. It's not that bad. It did 16k damage. It is really good for SPs and Hydras and whatnot. Yikes, okay. That wasn't bad. I do have to admit that it isn't that good for a bunch of other stuff though. I'd rate it 7.5 out of 10. Now next up we have Ponderer Blade. When I say there's nothing good to say about I mean there's nothing good to say. Gravity Shumble. That did 9k. Like, yeah, sure, he's on the floor. Wow, 5k damage. So much. Guys, I'm gonna say it now. Oh, he's using a hybrid stuff. I'm just gonna say this now. This thing's a 0 out of 10, bro. This thing sucks. Now I have Sunken Blade. Sunken Blade is a straight W. This move looks a lot like Cure's Injection Shot, but this is Tide Splash. Really not that bad. 14k damage. And then you have Aqua Ball Compress, which is a really good move. I don't know if it's amplified by range. It actually might be, but that move I don't think is. But overall, 8 out of 10 for Sunken Blade. Now we move on to Epics. Now we have Apollos, which is a newer blade. It's not that bad. This is Celestial Slash. It's actually like pretty good with 11k damage. And then we have Perish Song, which really is actually like really good for PvP. And for raids too, you'd be surprised. This thing's amazing for raids. I was surprised when I first did a raid and somebody was using this, and I considered using it. Next up we have is Aquatic Anchor. This one's weird, because I personally don't like it, but a lot of people do. Now, the first move is actually Paroxysm Waves, which if you can land it, does a lot of damage, plus with Aquatic Blessing, which actually does. This sword genuinely does do a lot of damage. I just don't know where they go after this. If you can get them in that line, though, you can, like, perma-stun somebody. 9 out of 10. Now, next up, we have Authentic Mace. So, oh my... Short? Big. Holy. They definitely changed that. But Authentic Mace is really good. First off, we have Electric Bolt. You can hold it and it does cool stuff. This is Godly Thunder, which is just like a little smackback. They changed the sword. It's a really good sword in my opinion. This sword's really cool looking. Like, I just like the way that it looks, you know? And I think it's actually, the damage is, I think, amplified if you have Dragon. So, with all those benefactors, I'm going to rate this a 6 out of 10. It's not the best in my opinion. Next up, we have Bicento. First move is Quake Ball. It's not really that good. You can just basically hit something back. Does 11k damage. No stun, no screen damage. This is Quake Smack. That just hits people up. Bicento isn't that bad, obviously, since Bicento is supposed to be paired with Quake. It has bonus damage. It still isn't even that good. I'm gonna have to rate it a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry to all you Bicento mains. Next up, we have Cookie Sword. The OG Ken Destroyer Poppy looks really cool. But first off, we have Vorpal Strike. Again, looks a lot like the injection shot move, but it does 11k damage, which is actually a lot. Then you have Flashing Penetrator. Pop! You know, don't even worry about it. This sword is still really good even till today. And because of that, I'm going to rate it a 5 out of 10. Not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. Next up, we have Daybreak Cleaver. Daybreak Cleaver is basically just the Leviathan axe, but, you know, not that cool looking. And for some reason, they made it all black and you get knocked out when they have an opportunity to do something with this. First up, though, we have Short Circuit. Does 13k damage, it puts things in the sky really far, so it's not the best for that. Then you have Expander Bash, which is just aquatic anchor, but a little bit worse. At the end of the day, sword's cool. Effectiveness is pretty low, though, so I'm going to have to rate it a 3 out of 10. No, I'm just kidding. I'm rating it a 7 out of 10. Now, we have Hell Sword, which I'm biased with because I love Enma, so it's one of my favorite swords in the entire game. And because of that, you know, there's going to be a bit of a bias thing, but first stuff we have is Slasher Hell, which is really good in my opinion. This sword's OP for PvP even to this day. It has a pretty long range with Inferno Cut being pretty long range. It doesn't do the best damage like it used to. It used to do a lot more damage where you could get like crazy combos. Right there, that's a 16k combo, which unfortunately doesn't one-tap people anymore. But the moves do regenerate really fast. So, 9 out of 10 for effectiveness. Now next up we have Metal Trident. This one isn't the best, but it's not bad. Now we have Sonic Leap here. You just dash forward. That did about 10k. No sound, which is kind of odd. But we have Meteor Fall, which, again, this one's also, if you have Dough, does extra damage, which it should not be surprising to any of you. But right here we have Phoenix Blade. Oh yeah, I forgot to rate it. Metal Trident's about a 6 out of 10. Now Phoenix Blade, I don't have a V2'd. I'm sorry. I'm not spending all of that time to get a V2 when Phoenix Blade V1 is still cool. Phoenix Blade is an extremely good sword. You have something called Divine Mode, which if you land all your hits, wait for the fire, does 25k enchantment plus it's not even enchanted. A move called Rising Phoenix has 2 cool attributes to it. Rising Phoenix can be manipulated. So as you can see, Rising Phoenix goes to whoever lands and creates like a little flamey like whip. I'm gonna rate Phoenix Blade a perfect 10 out of 10. It's stupid effective. Next up we have a Saber. The OG sword of just being good. Saber is just... There's like a sound after, whatever. Saber is really good. The first move is Holy Sword, which actually like is stupid good even to this day. And then you have next move is Dragon Roar, which is just Cole's move. Dragon Roar is really good. I recommend this sword to anybody, even in second C. Like it's really good for second C grinding as well. I'm gonna rate Saber an 8 out of 10. It's not bad. And next up we have is Scepters of Flame. Scepters of Flame has one move that actually does damage. It's called Pyro Blast. Now it's really not about getting stuck for a while. They're not stuck until like sort of move. They just can't dash away. I'm just gonna let them hit me real quick. Next move is called Conjure, where basically you just do that and then you conjure up a little nice little heal spell, which definitely isn't bad. I do recommend it to people, but beside that, I'd rate it 4 out of 10. It's not that good of a sword. Alright, next up we have a Soul Cane. Soul Cane's a very good sword. This move's called Freezing Carnival. If you can get like all that on it, it can do about 11k, plus it has freezing obviously. This move's called Ice Pierce, which is really good because it stuns people and freezes them. See, Soul Cane is really good because both moves freeze people, and that's why I really like it. I'm gonna have to rate it though a good old 6 out of 10 because it's not the best, but it's really good for PvP. Now we're moving on to legendaries. First up we have Acro Scythe. I have an enchanted, plus I have a stone on it, but that doesn't really matter. First move is called Whirling Blood. Now we're gonna back away a little bit because this move has a really good AoE. Plus it has Lifesteal, which you have to hit a good amount of damage. That one doesn't always hit, but that one did 13k. This sword is like literally, I will always recommend it because it's a really good sword for grinding as well. I'm gonna rate it a perfect 10 out of 10. Acro Scythe is just really good. Next we have 80k. I don't have any clips of it on V1 because I have it V2'd. I'm sorry to all you V1 mains who don't want to get a V2 because you don't have, you know, this. Hydra's fin. Tails. Beside that though, so 80k is a really good sword. First move is called Twisted Domination. Hot! Just about 13k. In my opinion, this sword is the best for PvP in the entire game. But next up we have is Mary Slashes, which you can use 3 times. It can be canceled though, so you have to be careful of that. If somebody hits you as you use the move, you have 2 other chances depending on how many times you used it. But it is a really good sword in my opinion. But moving on, we have Longivis, which is also a really good sword. It's pretty rare, so you can get it from a ghost ship only. But first of all, we have Force of Ashram. I forgot to rate ATK. I'd rate an ATK. And probably a 7 out of 10 because it's not that good for anything else besides PvP. But Force of Austria. Would you believe that I missed? Austrium Devastate. Didn't work because we lagged out. That's crazy. We good. It's not a bad sword. If you can pair it with this, you can get crazy combos because it bombs and it stuns people here too. It's like actually kind of insane. Plus, by the time you finish, your move will also most likely be ready, so you can get something on combo. I'm gonna rate this sword for PvP 0, grinding 10, raids 10. I'm gonna rate it a good old 6. I think that's pretty fair. And last but not least, we have Muramasa, a very, very good sword. I have it where it has this little fire thing, but if you don't, here's Calamity Slash. The move's a bit different, but we actually just got that. And as a matter of fact, that's Undying Flame. Basically, it creates those crazy cool things up there. Now, before, old version of Muramasa, if you use any of your moves, it wouldn't add on to your flame thing. But now it does. So we're actually just going to be hitting him a little bit. Oh my god, wow, they really buff how much you get. Now, this move does this, which is white, crazy flame thing, which can strike people twice. So that's a really cool hockey as well. This sword I would really rate good because it's a really good sword. I definitely recommend this sword to people. This is like extremely good sword. And if you slash 3 times with this, not 3 times like 4 times. There's a thing right there. Muramasa is an extremely good sword. And you know what? Because I might as well, I'm gonna rate it a 7 out of 10 because it's not my sword. But you know what? I might as well. Honorable mentions is my only 2 limiteds is not limiteds but specials is a Nightblade, which has V1. Automatic Slash does that much damage, 11k. Not bad. And then Speed Slash, which I entirely just missed, but that's okay. We don't worry about that. But Speed Slash is really good for raids because if you get Monkey in it, your entire team can combo him. And if you have somebody who's using Magma though, it can suck, so they can hit him away. But next up, and last but not least, Sweet Lodge, a very, very good sword. We have, first of all, is Crudelis Sludge, which is actually really good, just 14k, which you'd be surprised. And then Interni, which is just, instead of it slashing, it just smacks down. That guys, though, that has been every single sword that, like regular sword that you can get from a boss or an NPC in King's Legacy. If you guys enjoyed, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.